Hello, my beautiful people. I just got out of the Marvels, and here are my quick thoughts about the movie. Spoilers ahead. It is fucking cold right now, so I probably should have waited till I got home to film this, but fuck it, it's late, so I thought I'd just get it over with before I leave. But before I do that, I just want to give you my quick thoughts on the first Captain Marvel film. It's not the disaster that everybody says it is, but it's still not a very good film by MCU's standards at that point. I still think that Thor: The Dark World at that point in time was the worst MCU movie. Of course, now Eternals has taken that spot, but I definitely wouldn't put Captain Marvel in my top 10 or even top 20 at this point. It's not the best. However, some stuff I can say are pretty good and I've really enjoyed are WandaVision and Miss Marvel. WandaVision I've really enjoyed and thought it was a very fun, very interesting time from beginning to end. And Miss Marvel, I thought, started off really good. In fact, it actually has my favorite pilot of any MCU series in terms of the Disney Plus shows, but with each episode it kept on getting progressively less fun to watch, because like the first episode had a very fun, very unique visual style that's unlike anything the MCU has ever done before, and then each episode keeps using it less and less and less, to the point where the final two episodes don't use it at all. So it was very disappointing to finish that show, but I did enjoy most of it. I thought it was a perfectly fine series. And I've heard a lot of negativity towards this film in particular, mainly due to it coming out around the writer's strike and the actor's strike. In fact, I believe it came out just a day or two after the strike officially ended. So the actors could not have promoted this at all. And, just generally not having the best reviews. In fact, I believe the Rotten Tomatoes score is slightly lower than the first Captain Marvel movie, which I don't think this film deserves. I do think that it is better than the first film. A lot of us wanted it to be significantly better than the first movie. It is not. Where I thought the first Captain Marvel was a 4, this film is like a 7. It's a perfectly passable superhero film. Pretty standard, middle of the road Marvel fare. And I think a big reason of why this film hasn't been doing well at the box office is because the story is very not good. It's so not good that the marketing department just did not know how to market this movie. Like, if you were to ask someone what the plot or the story of this movie was through just the trailers, everyone would have completely different answers, because through the first trailer, it made it seem like, oh, they switch places every time they use their powers, and there's this bad guy trying to do something with the other bracelet. But then go all the way to the most recent trailer, where suddenly they're using footage from Endgame to promote it, making everyone think that Tony Stark and Steve Rogers are in the film, and they spoil so much about it, even using post-credit scene footage. Like, I've seen the movie. I can confirm they used footage from the post-credit scene in that trailer. What the fuck? They were that desperate to get people in seats, simply because it wasn't doing well in ticket pre-sales. Like, it was doing worse than DC's biggest flops, like Black Adam and The Flash, which is a big blow for Marvel, and it kind of sucks that it happened with this movie because I don't think it really deserved to be one of the MCU's biggest flops or vastly underperform or have the majority of its most shocking elements spoiled in the marketing. Like, the MCU goes above and beyond to make sure that there aren't any spoilers around. And I mean, for fuck's sake, they gave out like 5 different scripts of Endgame so that none of the actors managed to spoil anything. Like, they have to like have Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland on lockdown every fucking week so they don't spoil anything about their movies. But here comes the marketing team for the Marvels showing big twists, cameos, and post-credit scene footage in one singular trailer. What the fuck, dude? So, yeah. The story and the marketing behind this movie wasn't very good. Everything else I thought was perfectly fine. Easily the best aspect of this movie is the chemistry between these 3 actresses. Brie Larson and the other actresses who play Monica and Kamala, I honestly forgot. They all have great chemistry together. They work off each other really well. Their performances are all really good. Even Brie Larson, her performance in the first Captain Marvel was really mid. It wasn't necessarily the greatest. It's weird that her performance as Captain Marvel was leagues better in Avengers Endgame and even her small cameo in Shang-Chi. And she barely did anything in those movies outside of say hi or throw a punch. Here, you can tell that Brie Larson's gotten a lot more comfortable with the role, and she shows a lot more emotion, she shows a lot more different character than she did within the first film, and you actually really like her performance. She did a very good job in this movie, and Monica and Kamala, really loved them in the shows that they came from, and they're both great. Now, if I could throw in some little nitpicks there right in the middle of my discussion of how much I enjoyed some aspects of this movie, I feel like a lot of the stuff with Nick Fury was pretty pointless. It almost seemed like they added him just because, 1, he was in the first movie, and 2, Samuel L. Jackson just wants to be in everything now. Because he recently revealed, like, when Secret Invasion came out, on how he has 0 plans to stop playing Nick Fury. Like, all the other OG Avengers are like, I'm fucking tired of this shit. Half of them are dead in universe. And so, they're like, we're tugging along here. Look, let's face it, a lot of the remaining OG Avengers, Thor, Hawkeye, and the Hulk, they probably have like 1, maybe 2 more movies left in them, and that's probably it. Although, Thor, maybe not, because Thor 5 is in the works, so, yay. Back to the movie. Samuel L. Jackson said that he has 0 plans to stop playing Nick Fury, which, you know what, fine. Nick Fury has never really had, like, a specific arc. Like, even in Secret Invasion, he's mostly just there, even though he's technically supposed to be the main character. So I'm fine with having Nick Fury just still be here forever, just always be Nick Fury. So yes, back onto the movie. I also thought that having the family, having Kamala's family just be on the sword ship felt very pointless as well. Like, seriously, why the fuck did Fury bring the family into space? Like, there's no reason for it. And then the negative I have is the musical planet called Atlanta, I believe is what's called. And it's from the comics, so it was neat to see it on the big screen. And the main gimmick of this planet is that their #1 language is in song. And there's a lot of creative and comedic possibilities you can do with that. And we don't really spend a whole lot of time on this planet. and they only do one song, and the song is not that memorable. I mean, I just got out of the movie, and I honestly can't remember any of it. I mean, compare that with the other two big random musical numbers that showed up in big blockbusters this year. Peaches from the Super Mario Brothers movie and I'm Just Ken from Barbie. This one, not very good. So some other aspects I liked about the movie. Let's move on to that. I dug the humor a little bit, particularly everything that involves the cats. The cats stuff with Goose in particular, I thought was pretty funny. Like, their main gimmick is that they eat a bunch of shit, but it's funny. Cat humor, when done well, can be really fucking funny. What makes you think Garfield's been popular for like 45 fucking years? And there's a scene where there's a whole bunch of cats and they have to wrangle them up. And what are you gonna do when you have a bunch of cats in your scene? I know, you're gonna play Memory from Cats. As a theater kid, I thought that was rather funny. I didn't like the movie Cats, but I thought it was funny. I just don't like Cats in general. The musical itself, it sucks. It is a shitty fucking musical. Like, I once worked with somebody, one of my music directors once said that Cats is a way better dance recital than it is a musical. And that makes so much fucking sense. But back to the Marvels. I'd say that overall, the Marvels is a pretty standard middle-of-the-road superhero film, but it's also a pretty fun time at the movie theaters. If you're just wanting to go ahead and watch a fun family film for this holiday season that you don't really have to think too much about, I'd say there are probably better options out there. I mean, Wish comes out in less than a week, but still, The Marvels, it's not a bad movie. It's definitely a 7 out of 10. Now, the post-credit scene that they partially spoiled in the marketing, but not really, that is a very good post-credit scene, and definitely gets you excited for the future of the MCU, and so does the general ending of the movie itself. It has a cameo that was not ruined in the marketing, so Valkyrie's cameo was spoiled in the marketing, but there are two other cameos in this movie that were not spoiled, and I will not spoil them in this video. You're gonna have to go watch the movie to figure out what they are, but They got me pretty excited on what the future of the MCU could hold in two very different areas that they have been building up since the very first installment of this multiverse saga. So, that's about as big as a hint I can give without flat out spoiling it. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. What do you guys think of the Marvels? Please let me know down in the comments. And also, please be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you know when future videos just like this will be uploaded. But anyway, guys, I will see you later. Bye.
Oh, God. Thanksgiving's tomorrow. I gotta finish this video. Upload it.
Hello? Hello? Is somebody there? Hello? I'm trying to reach this universe's film buff. Are you here? Wait. Who are you?
Nope. I am skipping Thanksgiving. God.